Hey friends, welcome back to Oso Farm. Today we are going to be making some muffins for us to eat this week and then also for our freezer. If you have been following along with our channel, like a lot of other channels, we are doing a freezer pantry challenge for January and February. So we're trying to use up what we have and not buy a lot of processed food. So instead of buying a lot of snacks, we're going to be making them here. So today my daughter Esmi and I are going to be making Morning Glory muffins. These are, I'm pretty sure this is from, no, it doesn't say it here, but I'm almost positive. I'll look. Before I say where this is from, I think I know where this is from. And if I find that link, I will link it below. If not, I will type out my recipe here. We're going to be making Morning Glory muffins, some banana bread that we'll probably do in small loaf pans from Martha Stewart's baking book, and then also from that same book we're going to be making some cranberry zucchini muffins because I have 2 zucchinis that I bought right before Christmas that need to be used up and some fresh cranberries. So some of these we are going to be using this week, and then some, like I said, we're going to be putting in the freezer. I think what else I was going to say. Okay, so we're going to start with the Morning Glory muffins. These are really good. I use whole wheat flour. They kind of taste more like a bran muffin, but they have enough sugar in them that it makes it really sweet. So we just peeled some carrots that I had in the refrigerator that I think I bought early last month that we needed to use up. I put the rest in our roast for tonight. And so we shredded those in the food processor. So we're going to use those with whole wheat flour and some of our golden raisins from Azure Standard that will make these really good. Okay, so we're going to start by adding 2 cups of flour and 1 3, actually it says 3/4 to 1 cup of sugar. And I don't have a whole lot of brown sugar, so I'm just going to use white sugar, and I'm only going to do the 3/4 of a cup instead of the 1 cup. And then 2 teaspoons baking soda. I buy the large 15-pound bag of Arm & Hammer baking soda at Sam's, and I just keep what I'm using to cook with in this glass container. We use a lot of that for cleaning. And then 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. So it says, in a large bowl, mix together flour, sugar, baking soda, cinnamon, and salt. So we're going to stir this up. So also going to mix in the coconut. I feel like I forgot the salt. I did. Baking soda and salt. Salt is 1/4 of a teaspoon. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball that from my 1/2 cup of coconut. So these raisins are really stuck together, and I read that most raisins that you buy that are not organic are coated with like an oil that causes them to not stick together. And so these are stuck together because they don't have that oil, which is actually not as good for you. is what I understand. So I use these primarily for baking. So here's 1/4 of a cup. And then we're gonna add one more. Okay, so we're adding 1 cup of melted coconut oil, eggs, 3 eggs. We all know how expensive eggs are right now. So 3 feels like a lot. I actually have some eggs frozen that I was only gonna save for baking, but I didn't think that through. Okay, and some vanilla. In a separate bowl, beat together eggs, coconut oil, and vanilla. Stir egg mixture into carrot flour mixture just until moistened. Scoop batter into prepared muffin cups. Okay, so Esmi added some apples. She's still cutting up some more that she diced up, and I'm gonna add, it says 2 cups of carrots. I'm not measuring this out. This looks like it might be a little bit more. Don't think that'll hurt anything. Just make it a really pretty color. Okay, we're just gonna wait on that extra apple, and then we're going to spoon these into the muffin. That's a lot of apple. That'll be good. We added more apple than it called for. Esme, do you want to spoon these in? Just like that much, so they'll rise to the top. So we just got the Morning Glory muffins in the oven, and while that is cooking, we are gonna start the Martha Stewart Cranberry Zucchini muffins. I think we're gonna make these in bread loaves, like the mini loaves. We're going to double this because I have a lot of cranberries and a lot of zucchini. Okay, so we are doubling this recipe, but it calls for 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. As me sneak in there and steal a teaspoon back from him. Okay, so Evan uses all of my teaspoons. We call them tappers. He likes to tap them on the floor to his music, so she just snuck over there and got one back for me. So this calls for, remember I'm doubling it, so 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so mix the dry ingredients together, and we're gonna set this aside. Okay, it calls for 2 eggs. So 1 cup of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/2 cup of oil. Esme, go in the garage fridge, please, and get the cranberries that are in that measuring cup. I really don't want to get out my hand mixer, so I'm just trying to whisk everything by hand. Okay, so I'm just going to pour the wet ingredients into the dry. Adding the zucchini, it calls for 1 to 2 medium zucchinis. I had 2 large ones. They were pretty big. And then I'm gonna add just cranberries by kind of just see the rest of that I need to use up tomorrow. We're having muffins and smoothies, so I'll just add the rest of these cranberries to our morning smoothie. Come use Esmi's muscles for a minute. Think it's incorporated? Okay, so we'll come this way and just fill it up to like here, a little bit more than halfway. Yes, that's good. And then do this one. Here, don't step in it. It's sticky. Okay. We'll put the rest in here. I think once you scrape down the sides, it should be good. Okay, so we got the cranberry zucchini done, and it is in 3 small mini loaves. We are going to just keep it over there on the stovetop while our other muffins, our morning glory muffins, bake. And in the meantime, we are going to pause and get the kitchen portion cleaned up. And then when those go in, we will make the banana nut muffins. Okay, so we're gonna mix up our dry ingredients first. We have 3 cups of flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. You can go ahead and put this stuff away, Esmi, because we're done baking after this. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. 2.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. Okay. I just was realizing I'm making this pumpkin bread below it. So, my book is falling apart. This book is well loved. I'm gonna have to put those in the right place. So the banana nut bread is right above the pumpkin bread, and I just started doing this, so it looks like we are making pumpkin bread instead. And we will make them in muffins. So this is getting interesting because I've already doctored all this stuff, so it looks like change of plans. That's fine, we love pumpkin bread muffins. Okay. Go with the flow. Okay, let's see, baking soda, cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
You want to go outside?
1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. Ooh, and just a tiny bit. I'm just gonna sprinkle it. 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. Okay, we're gonna mix this up. Next, we're gonna add 1 can of pumpkin, 1 cup of regular sugar, and then 1 cup of brown sugar. 4 eggs. So to make buttermilk, you can just add a little bit of vinegar to your milk. So this is 1 2/3 cup of buttermilk and 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. Okay, and then Esmi's gonna mix this up for us. Okay, and we are gonna add in our own little flair to it of some chocolate chips. Doing a little spoon. Okay, we are done with all of the baking, and we have 2 loaves of cranberry zucchini bread for the freezer. And once this cools totally, we will get that in there. And then 3 bags of, they're all mixed up, the pumpkin and morning glory. And then what I'm keeping out for us this week is probably 2 muffins a person, 1 of the cranberry zucchini loaves, and then this is like a little mini loaf cake of the pumpkin chocolate chip. So an easy way to start building some stockpile in your freezer is when you're baking something, just go ahead and double it, and what you're not going to consume and use right then, you can store in the freezer. So we did double a couple of these recipes, and I will adjust my breakfast to include these one other time this month, and then we're also going to do the pantry freezer challenge for February. So then this should get us, help kind of stretch that out where we have some fresh baked goods over the next couple months. So thanks for watching, friends. If you have a muffin recipe that is your favorite, we would love it if you would share that with us in the comments. And if you do try one of these recipes, we would love to hear from you also. So thanks for watching. If you like cooking and baking videos, go ahead and give this video a like, and we will see you down in the comments. Bye.